Welcome to Sports Scene Live. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we are shooting from Sam's here in Gonzales. Lots of good food and lots of good stuff over here. And now we are joined by Dutchtown head coach Guy Mistretta. And Coach Mistretta, that was a tough one this week, right?
Yep, yeah, real frustrating game all the way around, start to finish. We didn't feel like we played our best game of the year, and that's always an issue. You know, you like to put your best out there, win or lose. And when you don't play your best, that's upsetting and frustrating. It's a lesson to be learned, and you know, I put a lot of that on myself and the coaching staff because we didn't have the energy that you need. You know, hey, this is an 8-game season at most.
Right.
So every game should be the biggest game of the year to you, you know, and we didn't play that way, and it showed. And again, that's on us as coaches to get that emotional aspect from the kids and have them ready to go each week. Now, the kids played hard. They played throughout and gave us a chance to come back and win right there at the end. But we've got to prepare a little bit better.
And I know you don't like to make excuses or anything, and you take the blame like a man, like you should. But you're facing a lot of trouble there when you lose young blood at wide receiver. Dylan Sampson definitely not 100% at the end of that game. But you know how do you deal with injuries like that, and then you have other things going on when what's happening with that?
You know, we prepare everyone on the team to play on Friday night, this week Thursday. You know, it's next man up. You have to have that mindset, and we did. And you know, of course, you change scheme a little bit.
Right.
Under the circumstances, Derek was having a great game.
Right.
He's our player of the week. He had 3 big catches there in the first, I guess, 15 minutes of the game, including a big touchdown. They got called back on.
Right.
You know, a call that was really tough to deal with. And then he got hurt on a big catch that set us up for he scored there to take the lead in the second quarter. So just outstanding performance by him, and it's really sad to see him go down like that. And it's just a tough part of football, you know, when you lose guys, especially seniors, and you lose them for the season. So we were really proud of his performance, and a great young man.
Yeah, and you still got Pearson Pyron at quarterback, and he went the distance this time, and he had a nice game. The play that I was most impressed with was the final touchdown that you scored in the fourth quarter, where you had to play action, you fake it to Sampson, and then you hit Ickes wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, the RPO right there, and you know, knew they were keying on Sampson, so it was open. But I tell you, they brought so much pressure. They were hitting right there on the mesh, and he was lucky to get that ball off and threw a perfect ball. And you know, big score for us right there. That you feel like you're in pretty good shape at that point.
Yeah, and you're up 24-12, and I know you don't really, it's nothing fun to talk about, but then last 4 or 5 minutes they wind up getting a couple of touchdowns and win the game. Did anything unusual or different happen or what just happened toward the end?
Yeah, you know, their second to last score was on a 4th and 1 quarterback sneak from 35-yard line that we really did a good job of stuffing to the inside. The quarterback slid all the way off to the outside and made a big play. You know, credit him for that job. You know, we get the ball back, and all we need is a couple first downs. We've got a chance to win it on offense, and we just didn't get it done. And again, credit to their defense. They brought a ton of pressure, and we had a chance on 3rd down that we didn't make a play. So we punt the ball and, you know, give up a punt return for a touchdown. That's something that we practice, you know, all the time, and it happens. It's part of the game. Again, credit to Woodlawn. They came ready to play. They played a great game, much better than they have on film, and you know, we'll take a lot of lessons from it. The season's halfway over, and we've got 4 big games ahead of us.
Yeah, and you got the big game in Ascension Parish this week. We have the EA game, and this week this year it's at home, and we're going to be playing again on Thursday night. And EA is coming off of a couple of losses, but they're still a really good team. Right?
Absolutely. You know, Ascension's lost to 2 undefeated teams, or 2 really good teams, highly ranked teams. They are, you know, we played against a big athletic group in Woodlawn.
Yeah.
And it only gets tougher this week. These guys are bigger and more athletic, so especially on the defensive front. So we're going to have to really come ready to work, throughout the week, and we're going to need a big performance from all our guys, especially up front.
Right, and it'll be the game of the week, and we'll be out there, and we wish you luck, and we'll see you again next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, and thanks to Guy Mastretta from Dutchtown High, and we'll take a break, and we'll be right back with Sports Scene Live.
Okay, we're here today to present the Player of the Week from Dutchtown. Our corporate sponsor for the week is Hollis Orthodontics, and our plaque sponsor is Harvest Supermarket. Tanner Vadna is the Defensive Player of the Week, and Pearson Parent is the Offensive Player of the Week. Watch Sports Scene Live and read Sports Scene Magazine to follow your Player of the Week. We're presenting for the week of October 16th, and y'all been playing some great ball about that. Each make a comment on the game from last week.
We had a really good team effort. We really wanted to come out and establish our run game and also throw a little bit more. So, we came out and scored 4 quick times in 4 minutes, and we started rolling really quick. And sucks that we couldn't keep that energy up for the rest of the game, but we had a big enough lead to keep that game rolling.
Sounds good.
Defensive-wise, we tried to limit the amount of third downs we were on the field, so get off the field on possession downs, get the offense the ball as quickly as possible so that they could score. We tried maintaining our, defensive style of gameplay all 48 minutes, but since we went up by so much, we kind of drifted to that. But we tried getting turnovers as much as possible and keeping them off the field as long as we could.
All right, Coach said y'all are great leaders in your respective positions, so congratulations and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste a great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Meds are important. Get that special fill when you arrive at Prairieville Pharmacy. You'll enjoy personal service with that special touch. It just makes you feel welcome and well taken care of every time you visit Prairieville Pharmacy.
Hebert Steel Incorporated, Gonzales and Baton Rouge, offers structural steel fabrication. Hebert Steel is a proud supporter of all high school sports in this area. Phone 644-5316 or 291-2144.
2 of the best companies in the concrete business have joined forces to give you a high-quality product on time. Ask for an estimate and Quality Concrete will give you the best prices and best product. Quality Concrete in Prairieville.
Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641. See Foti Financial Services for all your money needs. They have loans for any worthwhile purpose. Auto, furniture, appliance, home improvement, and vacation loans. Celebrating over 50 years of service, Foti Financial Services.
Sanama Muffler and Brake has been serving the Sanama area for many years doing exhaust work, brake, tune-ups, air conditioning, and general auto repair. Call Sanama Muffler for all of your repair needs. 644-2564.
A&M Heating and Air Conditioning has been locally owned and operated by Tony Arsenault since 1988. They have an honest reputation based on sound advice and great service. Call A&M Heating and Air Conditioning today for all of your service needs.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live. I'm Jeff Porsche, shooting from Sam's this week. Thank you for your hospitality, and we'd like to take the next segment and talk to East Ascension head coach Darnell Lee, coming off a loss this week against Catholic High. And first of all, we'd like to thank you for coming out and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so the first question that most people are going to want to know, because anybody who watched the game saw what happened, and so what is the status with quarterback Cullen Wheat?
So Cullen, he was tackled, he was sacked, and two defenders, they brought him down. He kind of took the weight of both of them on the fall and jammed his shoulder in and broke his collarbone. Complete break, 2 places.
Yeah.
And he'd broken it earlier, and younger, probably I think around the age of 7. Had everything healed up good. He hadn't had any problems with it, and so I think he's going to be out for a while.
Okay, so that means Troy Dunn's going to be the quarterback for the next few weeks, and at least he's gotten a chance to go in there and get some experience. So he's not going to be going into the Dutchtown game completely just
not off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually, Troy was starting receiver for us this week, and in practice, I'm talking about like one of the best receivers we had.
Yep.
And man, we were starting to love that combo because you can go Wildcat and Troy just shifts in. We did it a couple of times. Wheat goes out to receiver.
Yeah.
Run out Wildcat, and then anybody that disrespects his passing abilities, I mean, he's been the starting quarterback, so we had something going.
Right.
And when that happened in the second quarter, it changed our game plan tremendously.
Yeah. How did that affect? I mean, obviously it's going to have a big impact when your starting quarterback's going to be out, but was it a big problem when that happened? I know you didn't score any points against Catholic. Catholic's a good team, though.
Yeah,
but did it disrupt a lot of what your game plan was?
I mean, when you're going in, I mean, we felt like, well, if something happens, we can always put Troy back in there. But I mean, you never expect that to happen. But with the game plan we had, I mean, Troy was going to have a big night at wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's not the typical guy to go from quarterback to receiver. Like, I mean, he played it last year.
Yeah.
And it opened everything up for us. We had two solid outside threats with he and Chopin. And we still, like I said, he was already on the field. We didn't have to do any substitutions. We could quick huddle, we can tempo or wildcat formation. And so we kind of slowed it down a little bit after that. And you saw it on the film. Had to go away from what we planned on doing. But we just got back to, the packages we had been working before, which is, it's pretty new with not having the spring and everything. And what you're seeing is growing pains. But we are able to run the ball at times, and we just got to get more consistent up front. Right. Once we get that done, then we'll be fine. And
your strong point this year is your defense, and I thought the defense played pretty well.
They did.
Considering, I know it's 35 points, but you had that big, long lightning delay, and before that lightning delay, it was 14-0 late in the third quarter, and they were doing their best to keep your team in the game, right?
They were, and they have been all season, man. Our defense is strong. Coach Pellegrin, he's a first-year defensive coordinator for us, and he kept the same scheme, but he had his own twist to it, and he's learning our kids, and they're buying in, so our defense is playing well, but offensively, we keep them on the field too long.
Yeah, and I think I kind of showed after the break, because then, the team was playing well, and, they had a turnover in the red zone. But a lot of times Catholic's playing with a short field because the offense isn't moving too much. And by the time you come out from that break, it's just tough to keep on going like that, right?
I mean, and losing Wheat, we lose our holder, so extra point field goal. We lost our starting quarterback, and we lost our punter.
Yeah.
So when we go with the sophomore, the JV punter, he comes in, he's going to be good, but right now he's kicking line drives. He outkicked the coverage a couple of times, led to some good returns by them.
Right.
And that hurts.
Yeah, it does.
So we put our defense in some bad situations. Like I said, offensively we got to sustain drives. We got to punch them. If you're not going to score, at least give your defense a rest and flip the field.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're going into this with 2 straight losses coming into the game on Thursday. First question I'll ask, because you're playing Dutchtown on Thursday night, so you got a short week, 6 days. Dutchtown played Thursday, so they got a full week. to prepare, and now you have to prepare with a new quarterback, new scheme, new game plan, whatever. What's that going to be like for with one less day?
Well, Troy took the reps as a twos last week, so the packages we had, we just didn't have a Wildcat in when he went to quarterback. So those packages are in.
Yeah.
We're running the same offense. We're gonna add a couple of wrinkles for what we see in Dutchtown, but I think we'll be fine. We got we lost a couple of guys. Jaquel Mack was injured, our starting tight end, and he's questionable for this week. He lost Wheat, and when Troy goes to quarterback, he lost another receiver. So, that short time. I mean, of course, it'll have an effect, but I don't think to the point to where it should affect the way our team plays.
Right. And Dutchtown, they're coming off of a really heartbreaking loss against Woodlawn. So both teams going to be going into that game 0-1 in district, and that almost never happens when you guys play. Is that going to make things tougher? Because, both teams are going to need to get a win in district in a situation like that.
I think our team have a pretty good perspective on where we are and what we need to do to be where we want to be in the end.
Yeah.
And everything's week to week. We just want to go undefeated that week.
Right.
So regardless of who we're playing, and it's not like Dutchtown's not a rivalry game. Everybody knows each other, and our kids are going to come out fired up and ready to play. When it comes to that point, I don't think the short week's going to have an effect on us. But the few injuries that we have is probably be a bigger concern for us, getting those guys replaced. And but it's district.
Right.
You're gonna see Kendall Washington at receiver. We're gonna do what we got to do. We got to get the guys on the field that can make plays. Walter Salmon's been running the ball well for us. But we got to do a better job of holding our blocks and giving them an opportunity to get in space.
Yeah, and you're going to be facing one of the top running backs in the district and the whole area this week with Sampson. How do you game plan for something like that?
One of the best running backs in the state.
Yes,
a lot of
absolutely.
respect for that kid and what Coach Guy and Coach McCready is doing with him. They make sure he gets his touches. And the offensive line, when you play Dutchtown, you're going to play a whole team, and it's going to be a full team effort. Those guys play hard every night in and night out.
Yep.
And every time we play, it's a good game. So, Dylan is an X factor that you have to prepare for, but Pyron's doing an excellent job at quarterback, and it just adds to it. It's unfortunate. I saw they lost a receiver, and that. Hope he heals up quick. Godspeed on his recovery. But you got to run to the football when you play Dylan Sampson, and you have to wrap up.
Yep.
And you better get more than two people to the ball because he runs with some power. I feel like he's an elite talent.
Yes, he definitely is, and that's going to be a tough one, but we'll see if your defense is up to the task this week. It'll be our game of the week, and I'm looking forward to it. First time I told you in a while that I get to see the Dutchtown EA game because I'm usually covering the Santa Maria game that weekend, but I'm looking forward to it, and I wish you luck.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, Darnell Lee, big game this week coming up, Santa Maria versus Dutchtown, and we'll take a break right now, and we'll be right back. You're watching Sports Scene Live.
We're here today to present the Player of the Week Award from East Ascension High School. Our corporate sponsor for this week is Santa Maria Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Pot and Paddle Kitchen. Riante Jones is the Defensive Player of the Week, and Novell Chopin is the Offensive Player of the Week. And you had a pretty good game, almost beat them, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we almost beat them. I feel like offense we could have did better, blocking. The defense, they did good until the fourth quarter, but I feel like we really should have won that game.
All right, be sure to watch Sports Scene Live right here on this channel, and as well as Novell's picture in the paper with Sports Scene, and Sports Scene Live and Sports Scene Magazine combined together for our Player of the Week Award. And we're presenting this for the week of October 16th. You're facing Catholic this week. Tell me a little bit about that challenge.
Well, that's always a rivalry game. We want the dub, and we're going to get the dub. All we got to do is go to practice and work. Get the dub.
This week, our Players of the Week from East Ascension.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste a great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You've got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you've got it made.
Church Funeral Services offers a compassionate, affordable funeral with the funeral held in your own home or house of worship. We are here in your time of need. Church Funeral Services, Santa Ma, Walker, and Baton Rouge. If you're hungry for good food on the go, stop in the Subway of Gramercy, Highway 10850, across from the Winn-Dixie. They're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. You can phone in your order and they'll have it ready to go when you get there. Call 869-6100. Ernest Martin Incorporated is owned and operated by Bud and Sean Martin. Their 9 trucks deliver sand, clay, and limestone for residential, commercial, and industrial needs. Ernest Martin Incorporated. Since 1970, we're in it for the long haul.
Whatever your car is doing, we'll check it out and fix it right.
Amco Transmissions on Corsi Boulevard in Baton Rouge, 752-0081.
AA MCO.
See Gonzales Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzales Military on Burnside in Gonzales.
Spectrum Fitness invites you in for a free fitness evaluation. Their personal fitness programs are second to none. See how the expert staff at Spectrum can help you get healthy and feel great. Spectrum Fitness and Medical Wellness Center, Denham Springs, 667-6789. Do you have car problems? The next time you need your automobile towed, make it easy. Just call Tuyes Towing. They offer the most affordable rates in Ascension Parish. For 24-hour towing, call 675-8357.
Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we are shooting this week from Sam's, and I'd like to thank them for hosting us here on Sports Scene Live this week. And now we go to the Santa Ma portion of our broadcast. We're going to be joined by Coach O, David Oliver. Thanks for joining us this week.
Appreciate you having me.
Well, we're always glad to talk to you, and I'm sure you got a lot of good things to talk about with your team improving to 4-0 on the season with a win against McKinley.
Yeah, it's always nice to be able to, talk about your team and the players and the job that they've done, because they're a fun group to coach, and we just finished the second stint of what's going to be a 3-game road trip, and anytime you go on the road, regardless of the opponent, it's a little different for you, and it's a little different challenge. So going to McKinley and coming out with the result we had, a 28-0 win, and to get off to a 1-0 start in district was a good Friday night.
So you talk about the challenges that you got. Of course, the big challenge that you had was having to wait and play. You have delays, you have the bad weather and everything.
Yeah.
How does that play into your whole scheme of things when it comes to the game?
Well, it comes, test the maturity of a team, because, we actually got our game started, and, we were just about 2 minutes into the second quarter, and we were up 14-0, and, they had the ball around our 20, when the lightning detector went off, and, at that point we, went in, and then, there were some more challenges after that. We had an extremely long delay. I don't think we started back until after 9:35. That's when we came out of the locker rooms, and you have to warm up. So, we're already a little late, and, then the Lightning had zapped the clock, and then so the clock was off, which is a new experience for the offense, and then the 25-second clock was inoperable, so they were having to keep the time and stuff on the field, and all that's a different challenge for the players, besides the fact that the field was incredibly sloppy from the huge amount of rain that we got during that delay. Now, it really didn't rain before the Lightning, but man, when we were in the delay, it really poured, and so we were fortunate to come out because the game got sloppy on both sides of the football, but we were really, wanting to finish that. There was a national ACT testing day on Saturday. There was an LSU game Saturday night. And,
right.
It's just hard to fit in a high school football game to finish. So we probably would have finished it today had we not got it in. But, I thought our defense really played great. You mentioned when I walked in that, we'd held them to minus about 40 yards rushing, and I thought we really did a good job controlling the line of scrimmage. A majority of their offense came on the first play from scrimmage. They hit us for about a 50-yard pass, and then I'm not sure they had 50 more yards after that. So our defense, from front to back, really, did a great job and are playing well. Offensively, we got Cole Poirier threw 3 touchdown passes. He, one to Remy Rizzuto, one to Noah Luke, one to Wantaz Paul, who's a guy to look out for. He's a junior who's really starting to come on. He plays receiver and running back, and he chipped in about 40 yards rushing too. And he's a return guy, and he's exciting with the ball in his hands. And then Cole ran one in himself. So 28-0, and we're still playing very well. We came out healthy, and it's like I told the kids. Our district is tough, week in and week out, and it's congratulations on the win, but the effort that we put in is this week is not going to help us win next week against a pretty good Woodlawn team. Right.
And you were talking about some of the guys that you saw played well on offense. What about some of the defensive guys? When you pitch a shutout like that, there had to be some guys doing some good things with that.
Well, Aiden Bourne up front, I thought really played his best game as a Gator, and was very disruptive. Sam McCorkle at inside linebacker's been solid. Marty Jameson at outside, and then our safeties, Evan Bourgeois and Zach Gonzalez running the alley, and I thought we had good play from our corners. Old Rooster, Rontrell Gordon, had a solid game, and Shaquan Long. So, I just think as a unit, they play a little better than their parts. And,
right.
The team's extremely close. And like I said, it's a fun group to coach. And I'm excited for the home stretch, where this is, I guess, the halfway point of the season. And we've been able to get through, the scrimmage, played well, and then we were able to get to 4-0. And 1-0 in league, so now our thing is our entire off season was about finishing because we didn't do that in 2019. So now we got a little 4-game stretch where we can, 2 of them are away, 2 are at home. We played approved Woodlawn on Friday night, and then we hit the home stretch. So our goal is to continue to play better each week and to finish the season better than we started it.
And Woodlawn coming in this week, and you've alluded to it about the difference a year makes. And usually when you play a team like Woodlawn, you usually come out with a win in past years recently. This year, you see they defeated Dutchtown 26-24 in their first district game. So they're not a joke anymore. They've got a solid team with some good players.
Oh, no, you could really see them starting to come last year. They were so very young, and and then we're experiencing the same thing. We were very young last year with juniors and sophomores, and all of a sudden we look like the experienced team. And I see experience on them. Their quarterback's a good player. The running backs, former Dutchtown kid who really did a good job. And defensively, they seem a bunch more organized. Those kids know the scheme inside and out. And they're gonna take away what you do good at and make you beat them. And it seemed like they crowded that box against Dutchtown and made Dutchtown throw it on them, and was able to persevere with the win. They got a big special teams play, so those are some things that we're going to have to. Plus, it's on the road, so that's going to be a test for us, and hopefully our kids will be up for it. I know that we talk to them all the time. You don't just win on Friday; you got to win Monday through Thursday. So our big thing is not who we play; it's how we play, and how we play is almost always determined about what we do Monday through Thursday.
Right. It'll be my first look at Santa Ma. I'll be out there covering the game on Friday, so I'm really looking forward to it, and I wish you guys luck this week.
Thank you.
All right. Coach O, David Oliver from Santa Ma, thank you for joining us, and we'll take a break.
We're here today at Santa Ma High School to present our Player of the Week award. Our corporate sponsor for Sanoma Player of the Week is Sanoma Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Delone Supermarket. Well, on the offensive end, Cole Poirier had 3 touchdowns, and tell us what you did in the game.
3 touchdowns. Felt pretty confident. Always room for improvement, but it was a good start first 3 games.
What about next week? Y'all prepared for that one?
We got McKinley next week. Preparing pretty hard for McKinley. Looking to go get another win.
All right. And the defensive player is Marty Jamison. Was it hard to stop Lutcher?
Not really. All you got to do is shimmy your feet, be loud and sound, wrap up. That's about it.
All right, our players of the week from Sanoma. You know Acadian Custom Cabinets is your one-stop source for all of your cabinet needs. Now Acadian Custom Millworks offers cabinets, doors, windows, as well as shutters. Call 622-6337.
Bailey's is world famous for its andouille. Try their sausage, hoghead cheese, boudin, tasso, and smoked chickens. Look for the Sausage Man on Airline Highway LaPlace or visit baileysandouille.com.
St. James Nursery in Gramercy is headquarters for your landscaping needs. They have plants, shrubs, trees, as well as palm trees. See Patrick or Denise Wagasback or call 869-5254. If you're hungry for good food on the go, stop in the Subway of Gramercy, Highway 10850, across from the Winn-Dixie. They're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. You can phone in your order and they'll have it ready to go when you get there. Call 869-6100.
Tiger Audio, South Airline Highway, Gonzales. They're on the edge of town and the cutting edge of audio technology for your auto, home theater, and marine needs. Tiger Audio. Call the audio experts today and hear the roar.
French Settlement sausage is made with the freshest meats, onions, and spices and contains no MSG, additives, or fillers. It's a certified Cajun product. Ask for it by name at your favorite store. French Settlement sausage. It's that good, yeah.
Gronyard's Furniture on Railroad Avenue in Donaldsonville has been backing area teams for over 60 years. For all your furniture and appliance needs, visit Gronyard's at 622 Railroad Avenue in Donaldsonville. Phone 473-8532.
A&M Heating and Air Conditioning has been locally owned and operated by Tony Arsenault since 1988. They have an honest reputation based on sound advice and great service. Call A&M Heating and Air Conditioning today for all of your service needs. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live here at Sam's, and I'm Jeff Porsche, and we're now in the Pete's Picks segment of our broadcast, and 7-3 last week, 20-9 overall. Pete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's see if you can keep your winning ways up with a big week last week. Let's see what you can do now. First one is Sanoma at Woodlawn. That's usually an easy one to pick, but not this year.
Well, I said from the get-go, I'm picking Sanoma until they lose, so I'm picking Sanoma in this game. But the word that I got when I was on the West Bank is that Woodlawn is recruiting the whole city of Baton Rouge, and they got that quarterback from Scotlandville and a running back from maybe Ascension Parish. So Woodlawn is going to be tough. But I'm picking Sanoma because Cole Poirier and because that defense is good. Sanoma's only given up 26 points all year long. They're coming off their second shutout victory over McKinley, 28-0. They only gave up 3 first downs last week, 78 total yards, and minus 23 yards rushing. But Cole Poirier is what makes him run on offense. He handles all the kicks. He was 13 of 20 last week for 222 yards and 3 touchdowns. His big receivers are Remy Rizzuto, Noah Luke, and Justin Storks. Noah Luke had 1 touchdown, Ty Bell had 1, and Taz Paul had 1. So he's spreading the ball around everywhere. And Reggie Sims is the running back, and he's real good for him. On defense, they got the inside linebackers, Jax Malonzo, Sam McCorkle, the outside linebackers, Tyler Lejeune and Marty Jamison. Defensive linemen, Dylan Carpenter and Brant Billingsley, and the defensive backs in secondary, Evan Bourgeois and Zach Gonzalez. And they're going to be tested this week, especially the cornerbacks and Trayshawn Dunn and Rantrell Gordon, probably tested more than they've ever been. Because Woodlawn is good. They're coming off a 26-24 victory over Dutchtown. Of course, Marcus Randall is the coach. The quarterback, Ricky Collins, was 16 of 27 last week for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a 32-yard rushing touchdown as well. He can sling it. The running back, Amani Givens, had 122 yards on 18 carries, and Clayton Adams had the big 73-yard punt return and 4 catches for 34 yards. So it's not going to be easy for Santa Monica. They won this game last year, 49-6. It's another 5-5A game. But I'm picking Santa Monica till they win because their defense is salty and mean, and they got Cole Poirier quarterback.
All right, now the Thursday night special, Thursday night football on ETEL, East Ascension versus Dutchtown.
Well, this game just got a lot harder to pick. East Ascension's coming off a 35-0 loss to Catholic High, and Dutchtown's coming off the 26-24 loss to Woodlawn. And Dutchtown was undefeated, and I was going to pick them until they lost, and now they lost, and they're making it very difficult for me to pick this game. Let's see, last week, first of all, Dylan Sampson. He had 182 yards and a 74-yard touchdown in his game last year. And that was against East Ascension's defense, which I said this year they're going to live and die by, but last year's defense may have been even better. But last week, Sampson had 127 yards and 2 touchdowns on 17 attempts in the loss. Their quarterback, sophomore Pearson Parron, had a 15-yard touchdown to Caleb Eccles. They also got Logan Langlaw, Baylor Langlaw at running back, and Matthew Gallman leads them on the offensive line. I think East Ascension is struggling on offense. I mean, it's obvious. Coach Lee, Cullen Wheat had got the start last week, and he broke his collarbone. So now they got to go with Troy Dunn, and Troy Dunn had won probably the biggest game of anybody in the parish this year with the 30-27 victory over Warren Easton. So they got a good plan right there with him. Walter Samuel last week had 8 carries for 34 yards and 2 catches for 28 yards. They also got Kendall Washington, Neville Chopin, and Jordan Goodlow. But the defense, Jarrell Boykins on the defensive line, Riante Jones, and Cale Babin, the defensive back. They also got Ashton Milton on the defensive line, and the other linebackers, Marcellus Teller, Blake Thompson, and Brenton Ragusa. And then also in the backfield, they got Kendrick Broussard and Justin Walker. I like East Ascension's defense, and that's going to force me to pick EA in this game. On top of the fact that EA's won the last 4 straight games, Dutchtown, of course, in this series had a bunch of wins for a long time, but EA's been owning it for a while. I'm not real certain on Dutchtown's defense. Of course, Chris Washington, the linebacker, is real good, and Justin Nagu and Jordan Jackson are real tall defensive backs. Zane Rhodes was the one that got the sack, and it seemed like Dutchtown struggled to get pressure on the quarterback last week, but they also got London Graves and Tanner Vadney on defense. But East Ascension, my alma mater, and I'm picking them to win.
All right, so we'll go on to outside of 5-5A right now. Talk about Donaldsonville going to St. James.
Well, St. James got a big win, and they 3-1 and 1-0. They beat Lutcher 17-14. Markel Bergeron hit a 13-yard touchdown to Jonathan Wilson with 1:58 left to propel them. Shaz Preston, the big-time recruit, had 2 touchdowns to keep the drive alive. They got 3 backs, really. Caden Williams, Daniel Jupiter, and Caleb Brown. Defensively, Shavion Jones made a bunch of big plays. Defensive lineman commit to LSU. They got Ja'Cory Esther and Joel Cooper as well. Donaldsonville, this is 2 weeks in a row. They lost 18-14 to E.D. White. After they had the lead at halftime, the same thing happened to them against New Iberia. But Coach Richardson has Trevion Brown at the quarterback. This is third year there. Raylan Johnson, running back. Robert Kent, linebacker. Josh Kaye and Randall Otis. And Jamarcus Mills is a big-time receiver for him. It's turned into a big-time receiver. But St. James won this game 37-6 last year, and I don't think it's going to be much different this year. Hopefully Donaldsonville can keep it close, but St. James just got a lot of talent, even though they don't have as much talent as they had last year when they won the state championship. So I'm picking Coach Valdez and St. James to win.
Okay, Lutcher, they lost to St. James. Now they're going to Berwick.
Well, Lutcher they can run the football. Rashawn Starks had 21 carries for 145 yards and 1 touchdown in the loss to St. James, and quarterback Dwayne Winfield had 62 yards and 1 touchdown on 18 carries. Noah Detillier he missed the field goal that would have sent it into overtime, but he's also a wide receiver for him, as well as Sam Scott. And defensively, Carter Poche really stepped up big, and Copeland Williams as well. So I'm picking Lutcher. They won this game 49-6 last year. Berwick's coming off of a 21-0 loss to Patterson, and they won in 3. So I figure Lutcher going to bounce back big after 2 losses here.
Okay, now Ascension Catholic. They're going to be at home taking on Erath.
Well, Ascension Catholic's coming off a 64-22 victory over White Castle. They defeated Erath last year 27-14 on way to being undefeated on the regular season. Coach Sayer and the Bulldogs are 3-0, 1-0. Kai Prean had 3 total touchdowns last week, and he got 8 on the season. 2 of them were punt returns last week, 1 from 49 and 1 from 57. Casey Mays had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. I saw the second half of this game. I saw the first half of EA, the second half of St. James and Lutcher, and the first half of Dutchtown, but all the scoring was done. All the fireworks were over by the time I got there. But Bryce Leonard, a 53-yard touchdown to Troy Cole, who also had an interception return for a touchdown. And they got Jamon Tapp on the defensive line. He's a big-time recruit. He's getting offers from SEC schools, Big Ten schools. And Jacob Dung handles all the kicks. He's a good safety in the backfield, defensive back. And Braden Duhound's a good linebacker. So I like Ascension Catholic to go undefeated this year.
All right, now Ascension Christian, they're going across the river and taking on St. John.
Well, they lost 35-7 to Central Private. This is a real tough game to pick, too. Last year, they beat St. John 31-21, but St. John is 1-3 this year. They both 1-3. They coming off a 62-20 loss to East Iberville. With Coach Puryear, Brady Gale really stepped up big last year to win that game against St. John. Got a new quarterback this year, Ethan Coleman. In one game, he had 3 touchdowns to Emery Tomplay, and then Nick Davis on the defensive line. St. John, Coach Eric Holden, they got Taylor DuPont at the quarterback and wide receivers Joseph Slaughter and Nick Daigle. You know, if Ascension Christian's going to win a district game this year, it's going to be against St. John, so I'm going to pick them right here and hope that they win.
All right, now let's do another game here. East Iberville, they're taking on White Castle.
Well, this is an interesting game. They played twice last year, once in district and then once in the quarterfinals when White Castle won 14-0 on the way to going on a trip to the Dome. The regular season game was 22-20. All of a sudden, East Iberville is good in football now. They 4-0 right now, coming off the 62-20 victory over St. John. White Castle is 2-2. Their 2 losses are to Donaldsonville and Ascension Catholic. Justin Joseph, the coach over there at East Iberville, has 2 really good running backs in Roderick Valentine and Chris Boudreaux. So I'm picking East Iberville to finally beat White Castle this year.
All right, now back to 5-5A. McKinley versus Catholic. I know who you're picking here.
Well, I can't say that I'm not going to pick Catholic High this week. I'm picking Catholic High because this is an easy win on these 10 games here. Catholic High won this game 62-7 last year, coming off the 35-0 victory. Of course, they are only 2-2 with the losses to Carr and St. Thomas More, but you got to look at those as some really good teams. And Coach Fertitta, Landon O'Connor's a really good quarterback, and, you know, I don't know later down in the season whether or not I'm going to pick Catholic against Santa Maria and Dutchtown, but against McKinley, I have to pick Catholic High.
Yeah, no doubt about that one.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste the great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You've got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you've got it made.
Church Funeral Services offers a compassionate, affordable funeral with the funeral held in your own home or house of worship. We are here in your time of need. Church Funeral Services, Santa Ma, Walker, and Baton Rouge. If you're hungry for good food on the go, stop in the Subway of Gramercy, Highway 10850, across from the Winn-Dixie. They're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. You can phone in your order and they'll have it ready to go when you get there. Call 869-6100. Ernest Martin Incorporated is owned and operated by Bud and Sean Martin. Their 9 trucks deliver sand, clay, and limestone for residential, commercial, and industrial needs. Ernest Martin Incorporated. Since 1970, we're in it for the long haul.
Whatever your car is doing, we'll check it out and fix it right.
Amco Transmissions on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge, 752-0081.
AA MCO.
See Gonzales Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzales Military on Burnside in Gonzales.
Spectrum Fitness invites you in for a free fitness evaluation. Their personal fitness programs are second to none. See how the expert staff at Spectrum can help you get healthy and feel great. Spectrum Fitness and Medical Wellness Center, Denham Springs, 667-6789. Do you have car problems? The next time you need your automobile towed, make it easy. Just call Tuyes Towing. They offer the most affordable rates in Ascension Parish. For 24-hour towing, call 675-8357.
Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Piku Computers has years of experience. Piku will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882.
Now LSU back on track, and now they go to Auburn.
Well, I was wrong about LSU, and I admit it. But they got a new quarterback in TJ Finley. I said before I wasn't sure if Miles Brennan was the future of LSU football, and I'm not sure if TJ Finley's the future of LSU football, but he was 17 of 21 for 2 touchdowns, and he rushed for a touchdown, 8 on 24 as a true freshman after he was playing at Ponchatoula last year. So, I got to give him credit for that. Terrace Marshall is one hell of a wide receiver. 6 for 88, 2 touchdowns. He's got 9 on the season. And they ran the football. Davis Price, 135 yards and a touchdown. John Emery, 88 yards and a touchdown. I'm picking LSU. On defense, Cox and Stevens are leading them on defense. They got Derek Stingley. Eli Ricks had to return the interception for a touchdown. And then Trey Palmer returned the kickoff for a touchdown. And they got Cameron Wire from EA starting at tackle. Auburn beat Ole Miss 35-28, but the key here is they lost 30-22 after LSU beat South Carolina 52-24. So that's the main reason I'm picking them. Bo Nix last week for Auburn was 23 of 30 for 238 and a touchdown. Tanks Bigsby, it's not going to be easy. They can run the ball. 24, 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Sean Shivers, 11 for 60 yards and a touchdown and receiving. Seth Williams had 8 catches for 150 yards and a touchdown. But I like LSU, and I'm picking them.
All right, now the Saints coming off another win, taking on the Bears.
Well, the Saints won 27-24 today over the Carolina Panthers. Drew Brees become the first player in NFL history to have 7,000 career completions. He was 29 of 36 for 287 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara had 83 yards rushing and 8 catches for 65 yards. Latavius Murray added 47 yards rushing. Marquez Callaway was the leading receiver with 8 catches for 75 yards. And Deontay Harris and Jared Cook each had touchdown catches. They play in the Chicago Bears. They 5-1, and it's a dangerous game. But I'm picking the Saints. They playing in Soldier Field, so and they beat them last year, 36-25 there. So I'm picking the Saints here. It's not going to be easy. The Bears got Nick Foles at quarterback this year, David Montgomery, Allen Robinson, the wide receiver, and Jimmy Graham. The Bears live by that defense, and they've lived by that defense a long time. Roquan Smith at linebacker, Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks at defensive line, Danny Trevathan at linebacker, and Eddie Jackson. But Drew Brees, he didn't have Michael Thomas today, and he got the job done. He rushed for a touchdown today, too. He's tough, He's getting up in older age or whatever, but if he let him know that he could get the job done, even if it's by himself. So I'm picking the Saints and Drew Brees to beat the Bears, and hopefully, and that'll put them at 5-2.
All right. Well, Pete, is that all, folks?
That's all, folks.
All right, and we are done for Pete's Picks.
We're here today to present the Player of the Week from St. James. Our corporate sponsor is St. James Parish Hospital, and our plaque sponsor is St. James West Bank Clinic. This week, our winner is Marquel Bergeron, and we're presenting for the week of October 16th. Be sure to watch Sports Scene every week and read Sports Scene magazine to find out who our Players of the Week are. Sports Scene magazine and Sports Scene Live TV. Well, Marquel, as a quarterback, you completed 15 of 16 passes for 217 yards, and that was against Assumption, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about your game and how everything went down.
Well, I really just got the ball to my playmakers and let them do what they had to do.
Okay, and you beat Lutcher 34-13 last year, and you ready to do it again?
Yeah.
Well, what's
come out strong,
all
play
right.
fast and physical.
Get a big lead on them and coast the rest of the way, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, good luck for this week.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live. I'm Jeff Porsche here at Brubacher's, shooting on Sunday afternoon, and now we're joined by some royalty as we have Santa Moss High School's homecoming queen, Kristen Averett, and thanks for coming out here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you, and of course you wind up winning homecoming queen. And one of the first questions I always ask when we interview the winners: Did you have any clue that you were going to win? Because some people say, yeah, I thought I might, but honestly, did you think you had a chance?
No, absolutely not. This honestly, I can say that this group of girls was absolutely amazing, and all of them are queens to me. They were absolutely amazing girls. So I honestly, going into it, I was really curious to find out who made it.
Okay, so you didn't have a clue.
No.
So then they call your name, and then what happens?
I feel like I blacked out, between getting up from my chair and walking to Miss Tomplay. I don't even remember getting up. I was crying, and it was honestly so shocking to me. I was really surprised.
Okay, and but I'm sure you're very deserving of it. And one of the things I always say or let you do at this point is, I know you have the write-ups and everything. You thank certain people. Who are some of the people that you'd like to thank since you got an opportunity to do it live on television?
I like to thank my parents. Most of all, my sister. She's my best friend, my rock. Honestly, could not be here without her. Her emotional support brought me to where I am. And also my band directors. They have impacted my life in a way that I would not be in the place I am today without them.
Okay. And, I see here on your bio that you're a 4-year member of the band. Talk about your experience with the band.
Well, I started off my freshman year. and I didn't really do much that year, but my sophomore year, I made our top band, Wind Symphony. And then I went on to my junior year, I made a section leader that year. And now I'm a drum major this year, which is the highest position you can hold in band. And the experience has been amazing. I mean, the amount of memories I've made with these people and how much they've influenced my life is phenomenal. And I wouldn't imagine going through high school any other way.
Okay, well, great. And when you talk about being the homecoming queen this year, it's a strange year to be homecoming queen because nothing is the same as it usually is. No real dances, not a lot of the different things. Everything had to change and all that. What's it been like?
It's been challenging. Mentally, it's been tolling because you can't see your friends every day. You can't. You only see, and the people you do see, you see half their face, and the schoolwork is challenging. But I think we've all powered through it and tried to come together and be happy for what we do have, be grateful that we do get to go to school even every other day, and we did get to have a football game, and I mean, there's so many things we could be grateful for, and the list would go on, and I think making the best of a bad situation is the only thing we can do, and that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, did moving the game up on Thursday affect anything?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, was everybody, are your people able to still come in and see you and everything?
All of my people, thankfully, were able to come, but it did kind of dampen the mood a little bit because of a lot of the girls, their family wasn't able to come, and it was very sad, but I feel like we all kind of were each other's family at that point because, we got really close throughout this whole week, and it was kind of sad that it rained, but I feel like we made the best of a bad situation again. Like, we were having fun, it didn't matter, the dress, the hair, any of it, none of it mattered because we were all really happy. We were all excited to be there, so.
Well, great, and you're definitely very well spoken, and you've done a great job, and we'd like to congratulate you on winning that award.
Thank you.
You have any other final things you'd like to add?
I just want to thank everyone who voted me, like my peers, amazing people. I have amazing friends, and the school I go to is amazing. So I want to thank all the teachers, especially Miss Beth Tomplay, for wiping my tears away.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen Averett from Santa Maria High School, Homecoming Queen 2020. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together, offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads, with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner, and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste a great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You've got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you've got it made.
Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882.
That'll do it for our show today. I'd like to thank the people at Sam's for their hospitality and having us here today. Come check out Sam's here in Gonzales. Lots of great food, lots of great seafood for you to come check out. I'd like to thank all of the coaches for joining us today. Coach Mistretta from Dutchtown, Coach Lee from East Ascension, and Coach Oliver from Santa Maria. Also, thank you to Pete for Pete's picks today. And that's going to do it for our show for this week. We'll be back with another show next week. Thanks for watching. You've been watching Sports Scene Live.